Well, for safety reasons, oh shit, it froze up again. I was able to pop my boil finally. For safety reasons, it's probably not a good idea for me to call the cops. I've got several screens open. I'm shutting them down so that I have less lag issues. Um, I let Ray Ray know that I saw Amy in town. I typed, I just saw Amy drive by, shit eating grin on her face. I got her license plate number. She sent me, fuck her. She just called yesterday blaming me for losing her kids and how much she hates me now. She's a fucking coward, won't answer me back. I think she's smoking the rock again, and everyone thinks she's still in Cheyenne. She's not supposed to leave.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. Diana is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, Ray Ray, Schwartzy. I fucking hate texting. I really do. I figured I'd call you up and see what's going on. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to call you when you're not at work or not busy. I guess I called it a bad time. I'm sorry she's blaming you for losing her kids. Um, she shouldn't have left for Colorado to get all fucking spun out of her mind, though. That's the thing, is that you and I were going to work together, and then we had to put them two kids into the mix, and they were unruly, and fuck, you know? Well, you said, I'm too trusting. You're fucking right about that. Said I gotta not try to help others. You were right about that. But the whole situation with all these people that were gonna help me is that I needed their help. I had to trust that somebody was gonna. And just like with your situation, I mean, most of us were gonna work together. It just didn't end up being that way. I'll call you back. How my phone's at least charging. We'll try the voice to text thing. Why isn't she supposed to leave Cheyenne? Question mark. I know it's hard to quit an addiction, comma, so do you, comma, her going back to that shit is not your fault, comma, and the situation with her trying to pawn her kids off on you is not your fault either. Period. I suppose you should have taken the advice you were giving me, comma, but it's difficult when there are kids involved, comma, especially when you know their parents are on drugs. Ran at least admits that she fucked up. Amy was going to lose her kids anyway. They were either going to go with Rihanna while Amy went to serve her warrants. 4 months is what she had to spend. Either they were going to go with Rihanna, who was drunk, or they were going to go into the system anyway. No matter what, she was going to lose her kids. That should be fucking obvious to anybody. I mean, when I got there to Rihanna's, I already knew it was going to be a fucked up situation. I already knew before the kids were even involved, I already knew that I was one drunken outburst or whatever away from being stranded in Wyoming with absolutely nothing but my vehicle, no brake lights, no gas, just fucking stuck there. I already knew that was a big chance, especially with an addict. You never know when they're gonna fucking shit. Them kids being there, that just made it fucking so much worse. I mean, these kids are extremely unruly. They do take after their mother. And I got a feeling that whatever it is that Amy is supposed to stay in Cheyenne about and not supposed to leave probably has something to do with drugs. Just a hunch. Now, the drug community, despite the fact that I didn't do drugs, I also didn't go rolling over on everybody who was on drugs. When it got to the point that people were, well, when they were too afraid to come forward because of their own drug problems, I mean, that really fucking put a ringer on me. But at the same time, there's all these people that I know that aren't on drugs that just, fuck, they're just as fucked up. They're just as involved in fucking fucked up bullshit, and they're spoiled. They got families, most of them. They work together with their families. They got opportunities that most of us never had. And they don't want it, they don't know what it's like to be completely on their own, despite how much they talk about how they did it all on their own. Fuck, that boil is an ugly son of a bitch, isn't it? I had to get it popped though. That fucking, it come to a head and it was nasty looking. Um, shit, I don't know the right thing to do in a lot of situations. I did know that that was a long shot going to Rihanna's. I knew that the way those kids were acting the whole time that they were there, that it was a long shot there as well. Like, holy fuck, having CPS at the fucking trailer and having the cops there. And I mean, the only reason that we're having to deal with that is because Amy wasn't sending the shit that she was supposed to. We couldn't get the kids in school without Amy signing over all the shit that she needed to in order to get the kids in school. And then cops were talking about putting Rihanna in jail because the kids weren't in school yet. Like, fuck. We're waiting on Amy Spencer to send the shit she needs to send. If Amy Spencer doesn't, or Amy Kalina Kingery doesn't send the shit that we need to get her kids into school, how are we supposed to, not being her parents, how are we supposed to get these kids into school? So I guess this call with Ray Ray ended up not being a call with Ray Ray. Now, mind you, there's a protection order. I'm not supposed to be talking to Rihanna. And if you guys have listened to the conversations between her and I before, you already know she doesn't give a fuck. She keeps inviting me to Wyoming, but that's a bad fucking idea. Now, first of all, that's one of them things that they can jump across jurisdictions about. They can use that protection order and the fact that I'm talking to Rihanna against me in court. Train. It's pretty obvious that I tried to go the legal route, and it's pretty obvious that if the legal route doesn't work, yes, I will break the fucking law. You goddamn right I will. If I have to break the law to get them kids safe, I'll fucking break the law to get them safe. If I gotta break the law and make videos about Natalie Bollinger missing to try to get her safe, that's what I'll fucking do, and it's what I did. If I gotta break the law to try to get Alicia Bollinger safe, that's what I'll do, and that's what I did. I know that if Miss Shelley or Danica or Rose disappear, people are gonna threaten my life. They're gonna threaten to kill me, the same as they did with Alicia Bollinger, the same as they did with Natalie Bollinger. And you know what? Just like with those two, I will make missing persons videos until they are found. Fuck the rest of y'all. If the law is unjust, it is my duty as an American to break it. I'm glad Rayanne is getting sober. That's a good thing. I'm glad she's got a boyfriend who cares about her. That's a good thing. I think since I'm stuck conscious right now, um, I'm really gonna have to think about making that phone call about. I mean, shit. Amy stealing my shit the way that she did. That's some fucked up shit. That tattoo equipment was a gift from JoJo, and although me and JoJo ain't friends no more, that's still important to me. It's also a way that I could make some money. My tools, I'd love to have them back. Those were expensive. See, I took my disability money and tried to invest it into something that I could do to make money. Something that I could do to better my life and better the lives of others. I mean, obviously, I can't be working for somebody else. I can't handle it. Plus, there's the difficulties in even trying to get a job with everything that's been done and said about me, and what's been done to me, with my physical disabilities, with the reputation that I have now as a result of that fucking slander. I mean, goddamn, what do you want me to do? Then there's the problems of calling that sheriff. I mean, shit. If I got a problem with his officers, I'm supposed to take it to him, right? What happened when I took it to him? But he changed his mind. And then the things that he was telling me on these videos versus what Deputy Holloway told me on these videos, they're completely different, aren't they? Like what? The law is different depending on which officer you talk to? Meanwhile, Scott DaCosta dictating what I can or cannot talk to the deputy about. Shit, I tried to stick to that, but the thing is, all of this shit ties in together. The domino effect. What happens when you slander a man's name in Chesapeake, Virginia? Obviously, Jamie started manipulating the situation as soon as she got back together with James. And that does explain some of the things that, well, some of the things that Amanda Engeline said and did. Same thing with, well, both Lana and Amanda Engeline. And of course, their situation, their control issues. Fuck, what am I supposed to do, you know? Try to hold Ray Ray and talk to her about the situation with Jamie. Life is fucking grand, ain't it? You know, it is in part Rihanna's fault that those kids went into the system. In part. Because they were going to go into the system either way. It was just a matter of time. Now, if Rihanna could have sobered up while those kids were still there, and she could have actually put her foot down with the rules that she was saying, instead of depending on me to enforce them, and then treating me like shit when I enforced them, what do you expect? She was drunk. Like, really drunk. At least Ray Ray admits that she screwed up. I really should call the sheriff right now. But the thing is, I mean, fuck, I'm trying to put that sheriff in prison. In order to do that, I gotta have a safe environment where I'm not under constant anxiety that I'm gonna disrupt somebody else's life and end up having to move again. Someplace where it isn't constantly noisy. And if it's quiet, like it is right now, I gotta worry about making too much noise because I'll wake him up. I'm trying here, folks.